In the heart of the Malaysian rainforest, deep within Malaysia's rainforest, where mist hugs towering mountains and rivers have carved ancient paths, rises a monumental feat of engineering, the Bakun Hydropower Plant. But this isn't just concrete and turbines, it's a powerful symbol. A symbol of ambition, of international teamwork, and most importantly, of China's growing role in shaping the future of global infrastructure. When Bakun officially opened, Malaysia didn't just celebrate a national achievement. The project won the prestigious Gold Award for Overseas Project Excellence, a global recognition of how bold vision combined with flawless execution can conquer nature's toughest challenges. Bakun isn't merely one of Asia's largest hydroelectric dams. It's proof that countries can join forces, reshape landscapes, and fuel progress. So, how did such a massive project come to life in the middle of a dense jungle? And more importantly, what does Bakun's success mean for sustainable energy, not just in Malaysia but worldwide? Back in the early 2000s, Malaysia was booming. Cities were sprawling, factories were humming, and millions were joining the modern economy. But there was a catch. Malaysia's power grid couldn't keep pace. Rolling blackouts weren't just inconvenient. They threatened the country's growth. More people meant more demand for electricity. Malaysia relied heavily on fossil fuels, coal and natural gas, but these came with pollution, carbon emissions, and increasing pressure to go green. The government needed a bold new answer, something that could fuel growth and meet environmental goals. Enter Bakun. Nestled deep within Sarawak on Borneo Island, the Belui River held untapped hydroelectric potential. Remote, vast, and powerful, it was the perfect spot for a megadam. In 2002, Malaysia declared Bakun a top national development priority, not just for energy, but to create jobs, boost East Malaysia's economy, link Sarawak to the peninsula through power transmission, and secure the country's energy future. No country builds a mega dam alone. That's where China stepped in. The Bakun project wasn't just Malaysian, it was a symbol of global collaboration. The Malaysia-China hydropower joint venture brought together Malaysia's Sarawak Hydro and China's state-owned giant Sinohydro Corporation. For Malaysia, it meant access to world-class engineering and capital. For China, it was a chance to prove it could deliver massive infrastructure projects overseas. China had built dozens of huge dams at home, but Bakun posed unique challenges. Remote jungle terrain, limited access, no nearby deepwater port, monsoon rains, and complex political and environmental issues, especially regarding indigenous lands. Between 2003 and 2011, thousands of workers and engineers from both nations navigated cultural differences, stretched supply chains, and tricky logistics. Communication and trust were key, and though it wasn't always smooth, the partnership endured. China proved it could build not just for itself, but for the world, laying the foundation for a new kind of global infrastructure cooperation. Imagine building a 60-story skyscraper laid sideways across a river. That's Bakun. The dam stands 205 meters tall, about two-thirds the height of the Eiffel Tower. Instead of simple concrete, engineers used a concrete-faced rock-fill design, combining the strength of stone with a watertight surface strong enough to hold back massive water pressure. Behind the dam lies a reservoir holding 44 billion cubic meters of water, more than 3 times the volume of Lake Mead in the U.S., enough to submerge a city the size of Singapore. At its heart, 8 Francis turbines each generate 300 megawatts, totaling 2,400 megawatts, enough energy to power over 3 million homes. Annually, Bakun produces 17 billion kilowatt hours, making it more than a power plant. It's an energy factory. Construction pushed boundaries. High-tensile steel bars reinforced critical zones, automated drilling rigs tackled the toughest rock, and multi-layer grouting sealed the bedrock like waterproofing the earth itself. Building Bakun was like carving a massive, precise machine into the earth, designed to withstand decades of pressure, storms, and shifting geology, all in one of Malaysia's most remote regions. Roads, bridges, transmission lines, and camps had to be built just to reach the site. This kind of work demands vision, patience, and the ability to coordinate thousands of moving parts into harmony. The real test, though, wasn't just building Bakun, it was making sure it would survive. The ground beneath Bakun was fragile shale rock, slippery and unstable, threatening to shift under the dam's enormous weight. Imagine trying to build a tower on a cracked eggshell. Every move demands careful planning and innovation. The Bakun project faced steep slopes and dense tropical rainforest. The terrain was so rugged, moving heavy equipment was a logistical nightmare. Roads had to be blasted through thick jungle, and landslides were a constant threat. On top of that, the tropical heat, humidity, and sudden torrential rainstorms could flood construction sites overnight. This was a test not just of engineering, but of human endurance. One of the toughest challenges came in 2005. To stabilize the foundation, the team had to grout, inject cement deep underground to seal cracks, stop leaks, and strengthen the rock. But the usual methods were too slow, so they developed a new multi-layer grouting technique using advanced materials and precise timing. This breakthrough strengthened the bedrock faster than anyone expected and kept the project ahead of schedule. Thousands of workers faced grueling conditions, long hours, physical exhaustion, and the pressure of building something monumental in a harsh environment. Their persistence, adaptability, and teamwork kept the project moving forward. This was more than just construction. It was a shared mission to turn a bold dream into reality. Like climbers battling storms on a mountain, the Bakun team confronted every setback head-on. The project nearly faltered, but with grit and ingenuity, they pushed through. Their triumph wasn't just finishing a dam, it was overcoming the impossible. Building a massive dam like Bakun also means big responsibilities. Not just to power cities, but to protect the land and people around it. The Baloy River ecosystem is home to rare plants, animals, and indigenous communities who have lived there for generations. Disrupting this delicate balance wasn't an option. That's why the project included advanced environmental measures, sedimentation tanks to trap harmful particles before they reached the river, wastewater treatment plants to clean runoff, and specialized pollutant disposal methods to preserve biodiversity. Because healthy rivers mean healthy communities. Bakun also brought major economic benefits. Thousands of jobs were created, from engineers and technicians to local laborers. Skills were transferred to the local workforce, opening new opportunities. The dam sparked regional development. New roads, schools, and healthcare facilities improved quality of life far beyond just electricity. By generating clean hydroelectric power, Bakun helps Malaysia reduce its dependence on fossil fuels, lowering emissions and shrinking its carbon footprint. Plus, with extra power, Malaysia can export energy to neighboring countries, strengthening its strategic position in Southeast Asia's growing economy. Bakun is more than a dam. It's a catalyst for sustainable growth, balancing progress with protection. Bakun is a symbol of international cooperation and sustainable infrastructure. For China, it was a milestone. The largest hydropower project built outside its borders, showcasing Chinese expertise on the global stage under the Belt and Road Initiative. Bakun proved China could deliver on its bold promises. Chinese engineers pushed standards higher, reducing the water-to-cement ratio for stronger foundations, doubling curing times to ensure the dam lasts generations. These weren't shortcuts, they were statements of intent, and they paid off. Their meticulous care earned trust, new contracts, and a growing reputation for quality infrastructure worldwide. For Malaysia, Bakun became a model of how large-scale energy projects can blend innovation with sustainability while driving regional development. Its impact went far beyond electricity, bridging rural-urban gaps, strengthening the national grid, and giving Malaysia an energy surplus, a strategic edge in Southeast Asia. Globally, Bakun is part of a bigger story as the world races to fight climate change and meet rising energy demands. Projects like this offer a blueprint, showing that when countries work together with ambition, technology, and trust, they can build not just structures, but futures. Because in the end, Bakun isn't just about megawatts or concrete. It's about vision, a shared vision. From the dense rainforests of Sarawak to the halls of Beijing, Bakun reminds us progress doesn't happen alone. It's built brick by brick, bolt by bolt, through trust, collaboration, and a shared purpose. What other mega projects are redefining what's possible? And what lessons do they hold about sustainability, technology, and global partnership? If you found this story as fascinating as we did, go ahead and like this video. It helps more people discover these incredible stories. Got thoughts or experiences with massive infrastructure projects? Drop them in the comments. We read everyone. For more deep dives like this, subscribe and turn on the notifications. We've got incredible stories coming your way, from deserts to oceans, railways to wind farms, because the future isn't just built, it's imagined, and then made real.